Welcome back to another episode of Grow Through Gunja Smoke with me, Ms. Pearl. I think this is going to be another episode I just vent just a little bit. This episode is called Old Dog and it comes from the Fall Off album. This is my perspective on just being too old for certain things. Now, I've been having some vivid dreams that have been using quite a bit of my energy. So in my waking life, like I said, I noticed I'm at the gym today and I'm like, I said my body's tired. I said I'm a little tired because I'm having these vivid dreams, like vivid. So it was either the night before last, or 2 nights ago, or however many nights ago, when I had a fucking dream. I was fucking trapped at my daughter's father's house. It can't be because I feel like he owes me something. I don't feel like he owes me anything. There's nothing else I want from that situation. Nothing else I need from that situation. Now, last night I had a fucking dream that I was fucking trapped in another fucking house, and this was fucking gangbangers' houses. And I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck did I get here? And I need to get the fuck up out of here. Again, I think this goes back to being trapped in that cycle of negative thinking. And I just realized, like, I'm too fucking old to be worrying about any fucking thing, really. It's things that I know I want to do that I'll make time for, spend the money on or whatever. But, like, overall, I don't feel like I'm missing out on a lot of shit in life. Welcome back to another episode of Grow Through Gunja Smoke with me, Ms. Pearl. I think this is going to be another episode I just vent just a little bit. This episode is called Old Dog and it comes from the Fall Off album. This is my perspective on just being too old for certain things. Now, after I vented a bit about my daughter's father in the previous episode, quite a few things have changed for me. Like I said, I'll be using the elevator series to talk specifically about purpose. And really, I just like to speak on topics in general anyway. I don't really like to really get too specific on particular people or just people in general. I just like to keep it in general unless I'm really talking about myself and my perspective on whatever experiences happening or whatever events I want to share. So after that, it kind of just felt like, you vent about some shit and you get it off you, and now it's like, it's out. It don't affect you the same. So what I noticed was that my thoughts are being redirected a little faster. Sometimes you can get caught in a cycle of certain thoughts or certain things come to mind, and what I'm saying, you feel certain energy from all the way over there, and you just like, you have to respond, not necessarily have to respond or acknowledge it. Like, now I find myself letting thoughts pass without acknowledging them for real. Just certain things, especially negative thoughts. So for me, I would like for that to be my last episode where I go that hard on a particular person. I'd rather just tell my stories without it, without the specifics. Um, Now I've been having some vivid dreams that have been using quite a bit of my energy. So in my waking life, like I said, I notice I'm at the gym today and I'm like, I said my body's tired. I said I'm a little tired because I'm having these vivid dreams, like vivid. So it was either the night before last, or 2 nights ago, or however many nights ago, when I had a fucking dream, I was fucking trapped at my daughter's father's house. And I mean, I must have used a lot of energy because everywhere I was going, it was like where the fuck is the exit? And I think it was like a 2 bedroom apartment with no way out. The shit was wild. Then I'm like, okay, what could this shit mean? And I do remember hearing spiritual development on spiritual attacks. And yeah, most of it just spiritual attacks and demons, coming from different directions. And, God be talking to you through your dreams. Your ancestors be sending you messages through your dreams. So I'm sitting here like, it can't be because I feel like he owes me something. I don't feel like he owes me anything. There's nothing else I want from that situation. Nothing else I need from that situation. And then, of course, I got a little high. And then I started thinking. And then it hit me. It was like, maybe I'm, I won't say finally, but I'm moving towards getting out of that trap cycle of reoccurring thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like that's what I relate that dream to. It's me trying to get out of the trap cycle of thoughts. I remember when I used to be trapped in negative cycles of thoughts about my son's father's family, and this was like when he was like little teeny tiny boy, back when we lived together, back. And I remember just sitting on the couch, and I just took like a deep breath, and I was just like, I'm just tired, and I just exhaled, and I just felt like certain energy, or like the weight being lifted off of me, just certain energy exiting my body. And that may have been like the start of me moving into whatever direction I had to move into at that time. Um, Negative thinking can be draining, especially when it's just on rotation. You're trying to think about something else, but it keep pulling you back to this. But I've learned through meditation to just let that shit just go over there, or just start thinking about other things. One thing that does help me to redirect negative thoughts is just speaking out loud. When I see a negative thought getting ready to cross my mind, whatever's around me, I'll just speak out loud, like whatever that thing is. And by that time, my mind is flipped to another page, and now we can work on some other shit. So this is just, I feel like my awareness is really really increasing. And it's a new year, so we're going into different energies and higher vibrations and other dimensions and whatever the hell else they're talking about. Now, last night I had a fucking dream that I was fucking trapped in another fucking house, and this was fucking gangbangers' houses. And I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck did I get here? And I need to get the fuck up out of here. So I went on and Googled it, and Google said, dreams about being trapped in a house often represent feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or powerless in waking life, frequently symbolizing, according to users on, I guess it's core, internal psychological limitations or unresolved past issues. Now, again, I think this goes back to being trapped in that cycle of negative thinking. And I just realized, like, I'm too fucking old to be worrying about any fucking thing, really. I'm too old to be going back and forth with people. I'm too old to even let judging people be a part of my day, even though it's just something that we naturally do. But with the new heightened sense of awareness and learning more about spirituality, I learned, or something did confirm what I already knew, which was when you go to judge someone else, you become attached to their karma, or their karma becomes attached to you. And I remember I used to wish negative things on people. I used to be like, I hope your fucking blinkers don't work because you're not fucking using them and blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, the blinkers on my raggedy ass car went out. So for me, um, I'm too old to be fucking wishing bad on other people because I already know that's just creating a fucking loop. Me wishing something bad on somebody else, that means that my energy is also going to be spent waiting to see what the fuck gonna happen to the other person, and I'm gonna fuck around and get slapped in the process. I'm too old to be having or harboring a bunch of fear. Like, I don't have fucking FOMO. I don't have fucking FOMO. It's things that I know I want to do that I'll make time for, spend the money on or whatever. But like overall, I don't feel like I'm missing out on a lot of shit in life. Like solitude has been helping to reshape a lot of shit. And I just want to be a beautiful, soft woman. Soft, smart, intelligent woman, whatever. I'm too old. Like, I remember going to Funbox in Bowie with my niece and my kids for the first time. And I realized, like, just by looking around at how many other parents were out of shape, like, I'm too fucking old to not be in shape. Like, I was at the gym, like, man, if I die before I lose the last little bit of this baby mama fat, I just want God to know that I was trying, that I tried to get my vessel top tier shape as much as possible. I just went bike riding the day before. My goal was 6 miles. When I had went over that big bridge over there by, like, where the Fridays used to be in Bowie, the big bridge that goes from one side to the next, kind of like when you're entering Bowie when you come off that exit. Once I conquered that bridge, and then I checked my phone, the app, to see how far I had went and blah, blah, blah. And it was under 3 miles. I was over there by Alabama and everything. I was like, man, what the fuck? And after 30 minutes, I was like, this is it. Like, I conquered what I wanted to conquer. Like, 6 miles was like, whatever. If I do it, I do it. But the bridge, I really wanted to do the bridge. Did the bridge, and now, like, man, I'm fucking tired. And I'm like, why am I tired? And these vivid dreams ain't no joke. Then we got this pink moon that's supposed to be coming in a couple nights with its frequencies. I'm too old to not be fucking paying attention. I'm too old to be blowing money just because the fucking sky is blue. Like today, earlier shit, high shit on the couch, enjoying being bored. I think I was watching Ridiculousness, giggling like a motherfucker. Next thing you know, my son come on, he like, Mom, you are we still going? I said, well, shit, y'all ain't say nothing. And if y'all ain't about to say nothing, that mean I ain't got to spend nothing. That mean I can sit right chill and enjoy being bored. Cause I don't feel like I need to be here, there, everywhere. I do so much that when I'm chilling, like, I'm too old to be sitting around wondering what if this would have happened in my life, what if that would happen in my life. I don't worry about that shit no more. Now that I'm grown, whatever the fuck I feel like I was missing out on or didn't get a chance to do as a child, do that shit now. Or I don't do it now. I see why I don't do it. now, or I just do it. I'm too old to not be taking care of myself. I'm too old to be fooling myself with clothes and shoes that don't compliment me and don't really express who I am and how I feel about myself. I'm too old to be sitting in the same spot doing the same shit. I'm too old to not be using my PTO. My mother was, I don't know if it got like hundreds of hours, right? She was talking about how she was with one sister, then she was with both sisters, and then everybody was just letting it all hang out. I said, see, that's what your PTO is for. I said, you should start using your PTO, and then you go gather the gang up, and you and the rest of the Golden Girls, and go out and enjoy your goddamn time together. I mean, I'm just too old to be fighting with niggas over the streets. Nigga, if you want to do 100 miles an hour, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. When you fly past me, just just make sure you go all the way past me. Don't tip the card, nothing. Tap it, nada. Stay the fuck on that side and get on the way you got to go. I'm too old to be sitting around eating a bunch of stupid fucking snacks. I think I haven't had Doritos in like years. Pringles in years. And I haven't had a snack since sometime in February. It's the end of March going into April, which is good because some of this big mama fat has really gone down. I'm not about to wait until the summer to want to get in shape. You know, I exercise all year long because I want to look like this all year long. I'm too fucking old to give a fuck what people think about me. I am concerned with what the fuck I think about me. Because I'm the only one that gotta be me. I'm the onlyest one. I cannot be nobody else. I've tried and it didn't work out. And anybody that has their shit rubbed off on to me and we had the same habits, like I'm too old to not know what type of fucking habits I have going on. Like today, I was cleaning my bathroom real good and I was looking at all the Leaf magazines that was stacked up and I said, I said, I'm gonna keep February and March, but all the rest of them need to go in the trash because I don't want to create another habit of collecting something that is just gonna sit around and collect dust and do nothing. I'm too old to not be aware of some of my fucking habits. I'm too old to be making excuses for eating bullshits. Okay? I'm too old for that. Ever since I found peace in one of the lowest places I had been in my life a short while ago, I value that peace. It would be a horrible look. Like I'm too old to not realize what type of image I'm putting out there. So like I'm too old to be on social media. Like my life depends on it. And I'm too old to be telling everybody every fucking thing. I'm too old to be on social media arguing with anybody. I get on here and I talk my shit, but the older I get, I just realize some shit needs to be said. And I don't argue with people really. I say my shit and then I move the fuck on. If they still going on and on and on about it, okay. I'm too old to not be as nonchalant as I am. And nonchalant just means relax, laid back. It doesn't mean careless because I'm not all bent all out of shape. Oh, some shit that probably don't affect me at all, personally or professionally. I'm too old to not be making bigger plans for myself. Because if you don't aim too high, then you're aiming too motherfucking low. I'm too old to not know what I want for myself, from myself. I'm too old to not know what relationships I want in my life and what relationships can just go over there. I'm too old to be dealing with bad customer service. Nigga, if you don't see me trying to pay for these fucking cones so I can get up out of here, I'm gonna go somewhere else where they see me as soon as I walk in the door. Cause you playing around. I don't need to fucking argue with people. I just move right along. Just let the wind take me to somewhere else better. I'm too old to not realize the differences between wins and losses. I'm too old to not recognize when I'm being uh, given back the karma that I put out, whether good or bad. Some of it can be very unconscious. Like, I'm aware of that. I'm too old to not be aware of unconscious uh, karma. I'm too old to not analyze my behavior. I'm too old to, I don't know, like, I'm too old to not try to look as good as I can fucking look. Like, I remember watching a lady, I can't even think of her name, but I want to watch her stand up. She said that she goes to the gym like once a month. I'm just gonna leave that at that. But she made a very good point. She said she saw an older brown woman walk and she was all hunched over. And she said, God damn, I don't want to be like that. And that's how the fuck I feel. I'm too old to not realize that if I don't take care of myself, I'll be looking just the fuck like that. And anything can happen. You get fucking hit by a bus and your whole life gone. But at least I was trying. I'm too old and my hearing is too sensitive for a bunch of notifications on my phone. When my kids are with me, the phone is on silent. When my son is back at his father's house for the school year, my phone is on vibrate. And it don't really matter how deep that sleep is. If a call come in from him, I'm raising about that sleep like motherfucking Undertaker. I'm too old to not recognize that I am also an example of what and who a woman should be to my son, regardless of the mistakes that I made. And so that's why I tell him this shit all the time. That's why I try to make sure I'm always working to be better so that you don't end up with no buckethead ass bitch. And then my daughter, she do a lot of shit that I do. She's sitting out there listening to my fucking music with the headphones on. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm too old to not be dancing with myself. I take myself right in there on that kitchen with my socks and moonwalking all night. I'm too old to not be having fun by myself. I'm too old to not be recognizing that God has given me little things, big things, and everything in between that. I'm too old to be an ungrateful ass somebody. And I'm too old to think I'm better than anybody else, really. And that's where the whole judging people thing come in at. I'm just learning to be quiet. Just quiet down a little bit. But the thoughts are, you know, thoughts are hilarious sometimes. I'm too old to just be letting people feel like they right. I think it's okay to let motherfuckers know that they wrong. Especially when you're an analytical like me. I believe I can respectfully let people know that they're wrong. That's where being nonchalant pays dividends. Because I'm too old to be getting bent out of shape for language that people don't understand, for tones that people don't understand, for confidence people don't understand. I don't give a fuck. I'm too old for that. I'm too old to be giving out all these fucks. So, I don't know. Maybe you got something from it. Maybe you didn't. Maybe be back next week. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Either way, this has been Growth Through Ganja. Smoke with me, Miss Pearl.